In 18th, I have Maidenhead. Their key players are Sam Bauer, Kane Ferdinand, and Emil Aqua. In their last three, they got a good win against Bournemouth, but did lose to Barnet and Halifax. Another is Wilder Haviland, an experienced defender at Dover. Their losses include Rohan Ince and Josh Coley. In terms of transfer business, I give them a 4 out of 10. In third, I have Notts County. Their key players include Callum Roberts, Ruben Rodriguez, and an underrated player that they have in Dion Kelly Evans. In the last three, they got that good win against Chesterfield before their narrow loss to Torquay. In terms of other signings, they've got Carl Cameron and Ed Francis, who look at like some good centre-backs for them to add on. But they did lose Enzo Baldwin, a consistent attacker in the last 2 seasons, and Jake Reeves. I'll give them a 7 out of 10 for their transfer business. In 8th, I have Solihull Moors, that have been looking to get back into the playoffs for the last 2 seasons, and I think they'll just miss out this season. Their key players include Adam Rooney, Ryan Barnet, who they got in permanently, and Andy Dallas. In the last 3, they are unbeaten, so they have got a good platform to build off in terms of last season. In terms of other signings, they also got Barnet, but they have lost Cameron Cox, a right back. I give them a 6 out of 10 for their transfer business. Southend in 7th, I see them starting slowly like Notts County did a couple of years back before slowly but surely getting up into the playoffs, although not as high as Notts County finished that season. Their key players obviously include Reece Murphy and Jack Bridge and Abu Agogo. They've also signed Steve Arnold in goal, but they have lost Mark Oxley, another goalkeeper, Sam Hart, a left back, and Timothy Gian to Exeter. Their last 3 include 2 wins and a draw against Newport, so they will fancy their chances down in the National League. I give their transfer business a 6 out of 10. Stockport, I think, will win the league just due to the fact that their squad has more experience playing with each other and they will have less time. They don't have to gel as much. Their key players include Paddy Madden, Scott Quigley, and John Rooney, and in their last 3, they have got 2 wins out of 3. Another player they got is Ethan Wash, who is solid competition for Ben Hinchcliffe, but they have lost Richie Bennett, a striker, although I don't think that will hurt them too much, but they have also gained Ben Whitfield, a solid attacking option, to give them a lot of depth. In 5th, I see Torquay slipping a tiny bit, but I don't see them slipping too much outside the playoffs. Their key players include Aisha Hall, Connor Lemonhay Evans, and the new signing Tom Lapsley from Colchester. In their last 3, they have a win, a 2 draws, as well as that loss on penalties, which was from that draw. Other signings they've got is Mark Halstead, a goalkeeper who's got experience of promotion, but they have lost Carl Cameron, obviously, and Ben Whitfield. I'll give their transfer business a 6 out of 10. At Wealdstone, they made some good signings to add on to the key players of Josh Umara, Andrew Flattery, and Weiss Brown, but they've also got Mehdi Alito, who they've also signed, so their new signings are looking like they could potentially help them. In terms of losses, they've got Jacob Mendy, who's a good attacking winger, Connor Smith, and the right back Michael Mitchie Efferty. They are going to finish in 21st, though. Even with these signings, I just can't see past it. Their transfer rating will be 5 out of 10. Weymouth, I've got finishing in 19th. Their key players include Brandon Goodship, Tyler Gordner, and Josh McCoy, and in their last 3, they hadn't won a game. In terms of Brandon Goodship, although he did well in the Southern League, it will be a question of can he step up to the National League, as he hadn't managed to make that step up to the league football. Then they've also got George Oakley, who had a massive drop down in level, and he could do well for them, as well as Bradley Ash, a solid creative player at Chippenham, and Ross Fitzman's a good goalkeeper who was the backup at Stockport last season. I give them a transfer rating of 6 out of 10. Woking, I see, finished in 20th like last season. Their key players include Inet Effion, Tom Champion, and Rohan Ince. In the last 3, they didn't win a game, including a good draw against Stockport. Some of their signings, as well as in Airfront, and Bohannon, is George Oakley, who took a massive drop down in level, and he could very well do well at this level. I give them a transfer rating of 7 out of 10. Wrexham, I have just missing out due to the fact that they will have to gel, and it will take time, I think. Their key players include Paul Mullin, Jack Hyde, and Luke Young. Their last 3 was a loss to Notts County, a win against Kings Lynn, and a draw against Dagenham. They've also signed, obviously, Sean Brisley, a good centre-back that has experience at the League 2 level. I give them a rating of 8 out of 10 for their transfer business. Yeovil, I have finishing in 15th. Their key players obviously include Tom Knowles, Luke Wilkinson and Charlie Wakefield next season. The last 3 results aren't the best, with a draw and 2 defeats. However, some of the signings include Mark Little, who's never played lower than League 1, Charlie Wakefield, who impressed in pre-season with some good crosses, and Grant Smith, a solid keeper at this level that should stop us from finishing any lower. However, we have huge losses in Reece Murphy, who's a good goal scorer at this level, Carl Dickinson, who's a good no-nonsense fullback and could have been a great mentor for Jordan Barnet, as well as Jimmy Smith, who had to fill in as defensive midfielder last season and did it well mostly without having to play his proper position. I give our business a rating of 5 out of 10.